So by this stage, Israel are well and truly in the promised land. And you would think the land flowing with milk and honey, it's basically going to be one long holiday, isn't it? It's like, like a nice holiday in the Caribbean or something. And actually, it doesn't seem to have turned out like that whatsoever. They've entered the promised land, but now what they find is they have to fight and they have to battle, and there's all these wars that need to be fought. And actually, Joshua says to one of the tribes, he says in verse 18, clear out this forested hill country as well. Clear it, and its farthest limits will be yours. Though the Canaanites have chariots fitted with iron, and though they are strong, you can drive them out. So the battle continues. And I used to think that the Promised Land was a picture of when you become a Christian. It's like you go from a place where you're not following Jesus to suddenly you are following Jesus, and it's all going to be easy. And actually, the reality is that in the Promised Land, they still have to fight battles. And when we become Christians, we can think that the battles are all over and now it's just living the land of milk and honey. That's not true. What we find is, even after we become Christians, we still have battles to fight. We have an enemy, Satan, and he is in the world and he is trying to corrupt people and draw them away from God. And we have to declare war on him. And he is actually a wily and a strong adversary. We don't need to be worried about him. I mean, God is like a lion and he's like a tiny little worm. But we need to take him seriously, and we need to declare war on the activities of darkness in our world. It's not hard to think of what they might be. Human trafficking is a huge thing at the moment that's in the media. War, disease, sickness. We declare war on that stuff. And the other stuff we declare war on is the sin that's still in our own lives. And just like the Canaanites were to be wiped out by the Israelites, so too we are to attack and put to death all the sin that still reigns in our hearts and still exists in our lives. Don't have mercy on it. Don't settle with it. Don't decide I'm just going to compromise and live with this particular problem that I have or this particular weakness. Don't, because if we lift those things to God and we ask the Holy Spirit to partner with us, he will help us to overcome them. This passage teaches us, I think, not to settle with things that shouldn't be in our lives and not to settle with things that shouldn't be in God's world. As his people and his followers, we are to fight and defeat them.